Hello, YouTube. This is the Galley La Podcast, and this week we are going to be reviewing Chainsaw Man Episode 3 of the anime. So you have the usual Akainu fanboy here, Geboss, and we have a new crew member this week who is YoitsOnzo, a specialist when it comes to Chainsaw Man. And but first off, Gboss, just give a basic foundation of what happened, or just like the foundation of this episode.
Yeah, so this episode picks up where the other one left off, and we get to um, kind of see Denji and Power's growing relationship throughout the episode. And then we get a cool fight with the Bat Devil. And we also, through Makima, get to learn exactly what devils are. So that's basically the cliff notes of the episode.
Yeah, I thought it was like a good. I saw some like overlap themes with I believe, was it the muscle demon that they left out from the previous episode?
Yeah.
In the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah, and so you kind of see an overlap of theme with Power right here, because I know she's like a fiend technically, but there is kind of this idea of distrust even within the fiends, and so I think it kind of builds upon this skepticism and distrust too. And you kind of see Makima, like, in a way she's just kind of like a little schemer also, but seeing him get briefly betrayed by Power, I think in a way it kind of proves like the human skepticism from like a default disposition is actually justified in this world, where they all kind of seem to be messed up at the end of the day. They're just kind of devious creatures, devil, right, at the end of the day. So I kind of thought that was interesting how this theme was building upon that concept that was left out in the episode 2 of the manga.
That might be why they cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked how she immediately just blamed Denji for that kill. And he's like, what? I didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. So I think I read somewhere that that the author based Power's personality off of Eric Cartman from South Park.
Wow.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Just like she's a brat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean,
That's
I guess
hilarious.
the only redeeming, I mean, like, one of the nicer parts about her character is her love of cats and everything. And I actually thought that was a cool little backstory, where she's planning on eating the cat. So I guess at least with fiends, they're showing a potential for redemption. Um, we haven't really seen too many demons so far like have that. I mean, they usually just get killed immediately and stuff like that. But I thought that was a cool characterization with her, where you kind of see a darker side and a lighter side at the same time. And I do kind of like the ambiance too of them just like getting sodas, and the lighting and everything by the snack machines. I don't know, it was just it definitely has a cool chill vibe with these episodes, and I honestly, those tend to be my favorite scenes in the show so far.
Yeah. I like You go ahead.
I agree with the lighting though. On every episode, like in certain scenes, it is really nice, especially when they're pulling up to the house, where the Bat Devil is.
Yeah.
I really like that scene when they're talking outside.
Mm-hmm.
That looked great.
Yeah, it's kind of more of it's kind of more muted in colors, where in regular anime it's a lot more saturated colors.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, even just like Makima getting driven in the car too. I thought that was just kind of like I don't know why, just the way she's like explaining everything was slightly ominous, yet it was just kind of a chill scene at the same time and everything.
Yeah.
And the Bat Devil at the same time, that thing was just genuinely terrifying to look on, like it looks really freaky,
I mean, once we get farther in the series, you're gonna think that the Bat Devil's quaint. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, but like the animation really made it like look intimidating and everything,
Oh yeah.
I still kind of have issues with the CGI though. It was kind of, I don't know, clunky to my eyes a bit. You know, I didn't really care for it too much, but I don't know. That's just me though. Maybe it's just gonna take time for me to get used to it.
Yeah, I thought that I actually thought the fight scene was better than the first episodes in terms of the CGI and the action flow. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It was.
Oh yeah, I think it was better. Yeah.
And when you say that the Bad Devil was terrifying, that's funny because when I was watching this, I got like the same vibe from that as like a huge monster that Saitama would be fighting in One Punch.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking that too.
It's like kind of the same monster vibe.
Yeah.
Right. It was funny just to see him like intimidated by Denji and everything. You know, it was. It also, he's like, why are you saving them? And he's like, oh, I don't care about saving them, but then he keeps on saving people. So
yeah.
Like I haven't the only anime only one here, but it kind of makes you think like with his dream, is there like more than under the surface? I guess is what I'm trying to mean. You know, like because you kind of see like what he wants to care for and fight for. Is kind of different when he fights rather than what he says he believes to be his dream, I guess, you know? So his actions aren't really matching his words entirely. I guess that was just kind of one thing that came out to me, you know?
Now he clung on to that devil just to get his boobs back.
Yeah, that's true. But like during the fight though, like he didn't have to save those people either. You know? Right. So there's more things.
And they were like, he was trying to save him, and they were just looking at him, like, staring. Because he's just equally as terrifying.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I assume Power isn't dead, and her kitty cat isn't dead. So I assume they'll come back. So
I mean, they were eaten.
Yeah, but, you know, just a minor prediction there. That Power will be back in this show in some way, shape, or form, you know?
So, yeah, I actually think that the most important part of the episode was where Makima explained kind of like what the devils are. So do you have any thoughts about that?
So maybe you could go more into detail without spoiling it, but the general gist was like kind of the fear of the name is kind of linked to the power to some extent, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's like how the strength of the devil is kind of gauged on. Like for example, she said, you know, no one really is scared of coffee, so the coffee devil would be weak. But cars, you know, since people are kind of scared of getting hit by cars, he says, who knows, maybe a car devil would be pretty powerful.
Yeah. And like,
and yeah, I guess Chainsaw is scary when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you think that are going to be like really strong devils then? If it's based on like people's like generalized fear of stuff. Do you have any thoughts about that or not really?
A devil, you know, like something to that effect maybe. This is just me going off the rip. A vampire devil, zombie devil. Well, I guess we kind of already saw a zombie devil to an extent. And a ghost devil thing. Yes, so things in that category. Maybe a tiger devil, things, you know, like that, which is interesting. So this was just kind of like a brief introduction to the world, but it doesn't really explain specifically how they came about, though, if I remember correctly. It was just kind of an idea where they get their power.
Yeah, that hasn't been revealed yet.
Okay. Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, like, for me as anime only, I'm not sure, like, who to trust at all, to be honest. Because I think the government organization has the potential to be just as shady, in a way.
Yeah, well, they're recruiting the devils to fight for them.
Yeah. But we don't know why they're fighting them for, per se, you know? So that's just my skepticism, I guess. But it was interesting to see her, like, Makima in front of the council and everything, too, about this, you know. And she still refers to Denji as a dog, which I kind of find interesting too. So
Wait,
it seems-
what did
it
they
seems-
Sorry.
Oh no. I'm just gonna say they both seem to objectify each other for one thing. It seems so.
Yeah. What were they saying in that when she was with the government? They said something about America.
They were talking about like Russia too.
Yeah. So this I didn't know, but this takes place during the Cold War then, from what it sounds like, right? Because they reference the Soviets.
I don't think there's really a time period where this takes place, like a specific one.
Yeah, the only reason why I thought it was the Cold War just because she referenced the Soviets and, like a specific regime for Russia and everything. So that's why I kind of thought, like, this may have been set in the Cold War. But I don't know. Maybe you guys would know that. But yeah. It was said something to the effect of the American matter has got the Soviet war hawks all riled up. So that's why I kind of thought it was interesting. So
I
potentially be to like the end of World War II towards 91. Yeah. So
I actually pulled up the Wikipedia page, and it says that it takes place in 1997, which I didn't know.
okay. Gotcha.
I didn't find that out until like towards the end of the manga, or maybe I had to even look it up. Like it just doesn't tell you.
Yeah.
That's interesting because the Soviet Union like usually like it falls around like 91 like usually is the date it seemed to fall down. So it's interesting how they say it's in 97.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know, just a little interesting tidbit there, but yeah, overall I really enjoyed the episode. Some good characterization and fighting, and you get to understand and more about the world too as time goes on. So I don't know. I think it's been pretty well paced for 3 episodes so far. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode overall.
Yeah, it definitely passes the 3 episode anime rule, where you watch the first 3, and if you like it or not, you can drop it. Those first 3 episodes were so good. How would you stop it now?
Exactly. Ironically enough, I think this is the part where I stopped reading the manga when it was first publishing.
Wow.
But yeah, I just like that there was more action in this one. Because I think this is I said this before. I think it's a better showing than the zombie one.
Definitely. And yeah. The first episode, or like that zombie fight, there was a lot of stuff, like I was skeptical about it just because of the CGI, but in this one was a lot smoother. I like it.
Yeah. But
any more closing thoughts from you two, or
yeah, the actual best fight was in episode 2 where Denji just kept kicking Aki in the balls.
Yeah, I agree.
Nuts only. That was great.
Yeah.
We needed more CGI for that part. But YoitsOnzo, any closing thoughts?
It was a good episode. No theories for me because I read it. I just love hearing what you had to say, especially like this episode. It was explaining the what devils were, so that was great to hear.
Yeah.
Right. Well, sounds good. Well, thanks everyone for listening. We will do another review of the next episode. And so yeah, like, subscribe, do all that, and we will see you next week. See ya. Peace.
Bye.